Hello there. So as the title of this video suggests, I've made an iPhone app. Why have I made an iPhone app? Well, I was sitting there one weekend thinking YouTube's a bit slow these days. So I thought, what else can I do? And years ago, I'd made some really rubbish apps for the iPhone, and I thought I'm going to revisit it. I'm going to try and capture some of the excitement around the Wordle app and make my own word game that's addictive. Okay, that was the plan anyway. Now, when I previously made apps, to be honest, I found the process really convoluted and complicated. So I thought this time round, I'm going to do it differently. I'm going to write the app in Python and use some kind of framework to convert it into the language that the iPhone uses, because then I'll be able to be so much more productive because I'm a much better Python programmer than I am Objective-C or Swift. So that started off really easy. I prototyped my app in MATLAB, which is a sort of computer sciencey, mathsy program, really good for prototyping software, getting quick results. Then wrote it in Python and then converted it to run on the iPhone. As it turned out, the process wasn't as easy as I thought. Quelle surprise. One thing I learned about apps a long time ago is not to make them paid for apps. If you're offering a really amazing app, then how many times am I going to say app? If you're offering something really amazing, then yeah, you could probably charge for it. But I've made apps in the past when they were charged, you wouldn't sell any, and the day you made them free, you'd get like 300 downloads. So although it's not very popular, what I used to do was just put ads to support my apps, a little banner at the top of the app, and then if somebody clicks on it and downloads a game, I make a little bit of revenue from it. I wanted to put ads in my app to support it, and that's when I programmed it all in Kivy and then went to add the ads and found it was really complicated. I found a really great tool called Kivy Swift Link, which had some examples for putting Google AdMob, and I had to work with a developer there, or rather ask the developer for some help. Really, I'm so grateful to him. In fact, I will leave a link to his website down below. And I don't want to just say that it's a really complicated, horrible process, but it is a really complicated, horrible process. Got over all that, got ready to submit it, packaged up the app, submitted it to the App Store, and then got an instant message back saying that I compiled it using a beta version of the development software, and you have to use the normal release. So I downloaded the normal release, went to compile my app, and nothing worked. Anyway, today I've got it compiled and submitted to the App Store. That doesn't mean it's available to download. It just means that it's gone for review. Highly likely, actually, that Apple will come back and say the app is too simple, because I've had that in the past. But it's a little project, makes me feel like I'm doing something productive. And I wanted to share that with you because you can download it. It's free. If it ever gets into the App Store, I'll let you know. So without any further ado, what is the app? Well, the app is called Bigram. When I was a computer scientist a while ago, one of the things I worked on was speech processing. And in speech processing, there's this thing called the Bigram language model, or there was back then, where basically you have these statistical models of the likelihood of pairs of words occurring in a sentence, like the cat sat on the mat. The word sat, what words follow sat? Like sat on, sat in, sat under, but sat hippopotamus wouldn't be very likely, would it? So you have this statistical model which tries to model the frequencies of occurrence of these different pairs of words, and you use that to help clean up, oh, it's a little insect, the output from speech recognizers. Don't know if I've explained that very well. Anyway, that's what a bigram is, a pair of words. But it kind of, I suppose, possibly can loosely be used to describe a pair of sounds in a word, like a bigram of sounds, or syllables. In this case, I've used bigram to mean a pair of letters. So essentially, what I've developed is a little bit of a rip-off of Wordle. Not really, it's nothing like Wordle in actual fact, but it uses letters and you have to guess a word. Okay, so the way the app works is it randomly generates a 10-letter word that you have to guess by forming anagrams from 5 other randomly selected words that are 5 letters in length. That's a really long-winded way of explaining it, but basically this is how you play it. We've got to select a pair of letters, a bigram, from each of the 5 words on the screen, and we've got to form a word that actually makes sense. So here these letters are gobbledygook, but I could select the correct bigrams and produce a word that looks realistic. And if I check to see if that is the word that I'm supposed to be guessing, I can see that it is correct. And if I get a word wrong, it tells me it isn't. And if I get really frustrated and give up, I can skip it, move on to the next word. As a little aside, as soon as I've submitted this app to review, I had a quick play of it on my phone, and the word that came up isn't it's unsavoury. And then I thought, I wonder what other rude words are in this game. So I searched the dictionary that's behind the scenes. This was half the fun of making the game, to be honest, thinking about how to kind of, make it work properly and in a kind of reasonable amount of time, not be slow to use or whatever. I checked the dictionary of 5-letter words, and there are some appalling 5-letter words. So if this does ever get into the App Store, have a play and see if you can get it to come up with an obscene word, and then maybe don't tweet it to me because it might get removed from the App Store. So there's an element of achievement when you complete a word. It's a little bit satisfying, not nearly as satisfying as playing Wordle, I grant you. Turns out it's actually very difficult to make a game that's addictive and fun to play. I'd like your feedback when I eventually hopefully get the game in the App Store. I'd like your opinions. So this makes a change. You see, I am open to suggestions, maybe not on the YouTube channel, but if you've got an idea about how this game could be made more enjoyable, or another idea for a game, I might give it a go, and I'll document the progress on here. And if you're interested in some more technical videos on how I've done this, then, up for that as well. I just wanted to share that with you, and assuming the app has got into the App Store, I will leave a link to it down below if you want to check it out for yourself. Anyway, I thought you'd like to know what I was up to. It's my birthday in a few days' time, so I might take a break from filming videos for a week. I know I did it a couple of weeks ago, or I may not take a break. We shall see. I haven't decided yet. I've got a week off. I'm knocking down a wall. Maybe I will make a quick video on that in case you're interested. Anyway, thank you for watching. Thanks to my loyal patrons who are scrolling down the screen now, especially George Foot, Jennifer Jones, and Rob Van Eden, and they're extremely generous patrons. Thank you very much. Do subscribe if you enjoy my videos, and I shall see you next time for another one.